When I changed my circle, I mean, when I changed the people I hung around with and talked to and dealt with, a lot of things changed for me. A lot. I'm Kia McLean, the poet, the healing pen coach. I work with women primarily to use the pen as a tool and a resource to heal by journaling. And when I started to shift with the amount of time that I would spend with certain people, I really began to see how my life changed in a positive way. Mainly because I'm hanging out with people who are thinkers and doers. They're high vibrational. They're not sitting up gossiping and talking about people. They're not spending the bulk of their time as a victim. They're not spending the bulk of their time speaking negatively, thinking negatively, and living negatively. As I continued to spend time around people like this, I began to notice that I had a desire to be more of that than what I had been. And that my associations and my relationships with people were built on very negative things like gossip and drama, toxicity, bad behaviors and traits. And, it was all because of choices. And we have the ability to make different choices. A lot of times we think it's this easy snap your finger thing, and it's not an easy snap your finger thing. It is work. It is a process. However, my stance is that you can stay there for as long as you want to, or you can decide to do something different. Because I was exposed to different things and different people, I made a decision to do different things. I made a decision to choose what felt best for me. Because look, here's the thing. I didn't feel great in that low vibration, gossiping, negative. I didn't feel great getting drunk all the time. I didn't feel great in that energy, right? And for those that do, no judgment was passed. I just started to make different decisions. I started to do some inner work. I started to read books. I started to listen to different podcasts. I started to spend more of my time with people who were positive, who were supportive, who didn't indicate any level of hate towards me or jealousy or comparison. I started to deal with other secure, confident people. Because when you deal with low confidence, when you deal with people who vibrate low, when you deal with people who are negative and gossipy and victims to their lives, if you spend a lot of time with them, if you talk with them a lot, you'll find yourself going back to that space or going to that space, depending on where you started, where you are, and where you're trying to go. So I give credit to the people who saw those traits, those negative traits in me, but also saw my attempt to change and to grow and to develop and to evolve and to heal, and they supported that. And although they weren't trying to force me to do something I didn't want to do, they did make space for me to come into the fold, right? But these are also people who I knew would be like, yeah, this ain't for us, so peace out. So I find myself moving in a very similar way. If I find that you're just not for me, I'm just going to remove myself. I'm going to give you the space that you need to make a decision to change or grow if that's what you decide to do. And if you don't, that's fine too. Because it's not coming from a judgmental space. It's coming from a care for myself space. I need to care for me. I need to take care of me. I need to manage myself. That is a lot of work all by itself. That's why I don't know how you got time to talk about other people all the time, and how you get to point out everybody else's flaws, and how you get to stay the victim in your own life, and how you have lack of confidence, but you put that off on other people. And so it's very telling when I'm dealing with people like that. So I just separate myself. I do the work that I continue to need to do for myself, because I haven't arrived. I'm not there. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And I'm spending time doing those things and working on those things. I go internal a lot. I spend a lot of time alone to do those things, to reflect. And I journal every day so that I can go back, so that I can see, okay, well, what's going on with me? Where do I need to refrain from going? Who do I need to refrain from speaking with as much? Until it's probably no more at all, because I don't want to put myself in environments and in spaces that are not healthy for me. I don't want to be around people that lack confidence because they'll hate my confidence. I don't want to be around people who are comparing themselves to me because I'm not comparing myself to them. So I think it's important that in order for you to know your positioning, journaling is the tool to allow you to see that, like, okay, well, here's where I am. Here's where they are. Here's where I am. Here's where this environment is. So always be checking in with yourself. If you're a journaler, always check in with yourself. See what's going on. See what habits are developing within yourself. See how you're starting to feel. What energy do you feel around these people? So click the link in the bio to connect with me for the next journal.